Okay, we're going to look at example 3 here, and then we're going to discuss reflections. Okay, if you look at y equals the absolute value of x, that's this blue graph here. Notice that it's the same thing as y equals the absolute value of negative x. So this one is a reflection over the y-axis. But then if you look, when the negative is on the outside of the absolute value signs, you flip it over the x-axis. So when you're inside parentheses or inside absolute value signs, you're reflecting over the y-axis. It has to be so that you're multiplying the entire function by a negative 1. Okay, when a parent function is multiplied by negative 1, the result, negative f of x, is a reflection of the graph in the x-axis. When it's just x that's being multiplied by negative is a reflection in the y-axis. So if you look this, okay, you're multiplying the absolute value by a negative, you're flipping it over the x-axis. So this one is a reflection over x-axis. Right here, y equals x, that's this line. Y equals negative x, you could actually have two answers for that one. Okay, you could tell me that's a reflection over the x-axis, or you could tell me that's a reflection over the y-axis, because it is actually both. So you have three possible answers. You could tell me it's a reflection over the x-axis, you could tell me it's a reflection over the y-axis, or you could tell me it's one or the other. Okay. I'm just going to write reflection over x-axis. Okay. Look at this one, y equals x squared. Notice that y equals x squared is going to have the same result as y equals parentheses negative x squared. Okay. This one, these two graphs are going to look the same because it's getting reflected over the y-axis. So this is a reflection over y-axis. But this one here, y equals negative x squared, that's going to flip the graph upside down. So when the negative sign is outside of the parentheses, then it's a reflection over the x-axis. Okay, so since that negative is outside the parentheses, everything's getting reflected over the x-axis here. 2, 4. So this red graph here represents y equals negative x squared.